Happy Boxing Day, everyone. This is the Infatuasian podcast, and we are recording just a quick little thing for you today. So it is Boxing Day. You want a little fun fact about Boxing Day? Boxing Day was kind of started in the UK, and it seems like it was a tradition for people to bring gifts to different merchants, like their butcher or their milkman or whatever, to show gratitude to people that serve them all year long, tradespeople and employees. They would just get little gifts, maybe from their employer, maybe from customers. I think that's kind of cool. So I don't know if they still celebrate Boxing Day in very many places in this world, but I thought that was a cool little thing. So here's our gift to you, our listeners. We're giving you a little 2024 wrapped up edition. We're going to talk about the year that was, but most of all, I just want to say thank you to all of you for listening. 2025 already has some episodes lined up, so I think it's going to be another great year for the podcast. So thank you everyone out there for putting up with me and my audio recording mistakes, as well as things that I mispronounce, as well as my random topics that I like to put on the show. But thank you for listening. I hope that you are enjoying the show. Tell a friend, please. That's the best way for people to find us, is for you to recommend us to them. So everyone out there, I wish you a very, very happy new year. And as usual, thank you for listening. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Infatuasian podcast. This is a show where we aim to celebrate and elevate Asian culture and creators. Thank you so much for joining us on our last episode of 2024. I was just telling Katie and Zoe that we're squeezing this one in, so who knows what you're doing? Maybe you are cleaning up the house after a big party. What else would be people doing? Maybe you're walking to burn off some of those holiday calories, maybe? Who knows? What do you
Driving to see family.
Oh, yeah, you could be driving to see family.
See family. Yeah.
Or just sitting on the couch listening to a podcast. Who knows? So this is going to be kind of freeform. We're just going to talk about, I have some fun facts about the podcast. As you know, everyone gets a Spotify Wrapped. If you listen to Spotify, you get a Spotify Wrapped. Well, creators, we get a Wrapped too. So I'm going to share some of our wrapped details about the podcast. I have some other data too. But you can already hear I'm not alone here. I have some old friends with us. We have, who should we do first here? I'm going to go clockwise on my Zoom screen. So we have Katie joining us again. Is this episode number 4, Katie?
Oh my gosh, I haven't really been keeping count. It might be. Yeah.
I think so. I think we did the Singles Inferno. Then we did the Brother's Son. And then we did Dee Dee together, I think.
And we did another one with Calvin.
Oh, yeah. No, this is 5. This is episode number 5. Yeah, we did do Calvin, too. You said you didn't remember, but I didn't remember. Yeah. So you're like a regular. You're like basically a co-host, a permanent co-host at this point.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm just glad that you invited me back. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, of course. Of course. Always fun to talk to you. All right. And so Katie's down in Southern California. And as usual, we have someone across the pond. Well, not as usual, but we have someone across the pond. It is our old friend, Zoe from Manchester, England. Hey, Zoe, how's it going?
Hello. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
I always appreciate you staying up late for us. Are you a night owl or an early bird? What are you?
I think these days I'm more morning person. I think I just really struggle. Like once I hit 9 p.m, I'm sort of like slowly switching off. So I think these days I'm an early person.
Yeah, and it's getting so dark so early nowadays.
It is.
Like if you leave, even here in California, if we leave work at 5, it's already dark. It's already getting dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all right, thank you for joining. Let's see, episodes for you. We did 3 Body Problem.
Yes. I think this is our third. I was calculating when you and Katie were talking about it. I think this is our third, because I think the first one we did was a 3 Body Problem. Second was Dee Dee.
That's only 3 with you.
I think.
Are you sure?
No. Oh, we did one with Saracen Ling. You're right.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. So this is 4 for you and 5 for Katie. Wow, I gotta get a tally and put you guys on the wall.
Yeah.
The wall of fame. How many times you co-host with me?
Are we the most so far?
Well, no, I have some friends that I do K-dramas with, and they must be 6 or 7. And then I have my coworkers, so it's I'll keep track. I gotta keep track.
Up to you, Zoe.
Yeah. My sister's done a bunch with me, so yeah, we'll see. I always think about what it'd be like to have a permanent co-host, but then I feel like arranging that would be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I'm doing it during the day, sometimes I do it at night. I've done some morning ones. I did one in the Philippines with a director from the Philippines, and so it was 10:30 her time, but 6:30 a.m. my time.
Oh,
so it was rough.
Yeah,
that was a rough one, but it was
different vibe.
Yeah. I didn't have a choice. It was like I had a 10-minute slot. It was a junket. It was a press junket, so I had to do it at her time. But yesterday we did Australia, so it was her morning, my afternoon. So who knows? It would be hard. I think it would be hard to have a permanent co-host. Well, and I'd have to run ideas past them. Right now I make all the decisions now. So.
You have so much more flexibility on your own.
I kind of feel like it. Yeah, I kind of feel like it. So anyway, but I like having people to talk to though. So don't be shy. I'm gonna keep calling you to come on episodes. So. All right, so we're talking 2024. Can you believe 2024 is basically over?
It's over.
Yeah. So Zoe, when did you start the bookshop? The bookshop started
at the beginning of this year. So for me, the end of the year marks almost a year. Yeah, thank you. I can't believe it's been a bit of a wild ride.
Yeah. But not ready to give up your day job just yet.
No. I think this is I think I can enjoy it because it's a community project, a community passion project.
Yeah.
I think if I had to make it a job, you'd suddenly lose a spark. You end up converting, I think I would end up anyway, convert something that I think I really enjoy into something that feels more like a chore.
Yeah.
I'd have to have like a strict jobs list and not a slightly whimsical one.
No, I agree. Like people say, would you ever do the podcast as a career? Well, first of all, there's no way financially that could ever happen. But also, I agree. I think if I had to do this 5 days a week, or if I, it wouldn't be fun anymore. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Well, how about you, Katie? 2024, fast or slow? What do you think?
I mean, always fast. I feel like the year has flown by, and I look back and I'm like, what did I do this year? But a lot. Yeah. It was fun. I mean, I started a new job, so I just hit my 1 year anniversary with that.
Okay.
And then,
amazing.
Yeah. So looking forward to next year and whatever's in store for me. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's kind of nice to mark our years with podcast episodes. So I think I met both of you, I think probably around January, February, somewhere around there. I think.
So for me, it was March very specifically, because that's when I went to the Three Body Problem, the Netflix show. And then we started talking online.
Yeah.
Because of that show.
Right.
So for me, it was March. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay. So we probably started chatting online in February, end of February, early March. But then the show came out in March. Yeah. Okay. And we'll talk about that a little bit, because I'm going to talk about my top 5 episodes of the year. and both of you are involved in those episodes. So
an honor.
A little foreshadowing there. All right. So I've got some. So actually, I could share my screen and show you the notes, but would you rather be surprised?
Yeah.
At these. Yeah. Okay.
To be surprised.
Okay. All right. So I'll surprise you as we do these facts. All right. So Infatuasian podcast, we had a good year. This was year 3.5 for us. So it was fun. We're kind of like a toddler.
Congrats.
We're potty trained. we're learning some words. What else do you learn when you're a toddler? So we're getting there. We're getting a little better at what we do. Still learning, everyone out there. So thank you for your patience. Still learning how to do this podcasting thing, but we're getting better. I think we're getting better. So some exciting news. I think this episode's coming out at the end of December, but in the middle of December, so it would have already happened, we got asked to be on a local NPR radio station.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So just 4 episodes. I'm not permanent employee of the radio station. But yeah, I was super excited because I love public radio. Like my first podcast I ever listened to was like This American Life or some early 2000 middle 2007 or 2008. Like, so that was exciting. So they have a show here in the Bay Area called so it's KALW 91.7 FM. They have a local show where they do local podcasters. It's called Bay Made. And they just asked local podcasters if we would share 4 of our episodes with their audience. And so we're going to do, none of yours made it. So we're doing Connie Chung, of course. And we're going to do a couple other with some local interests. But I thought that was pretty cool. So hopefully it went well. It's coming up December 16th, I think. So hopefully that went well. Maybe we'll get some new listeners. Yeah. So that'll be fun. You know, what's interesting too is they had me trim it to 30-minute format.
Oh.
Which I thought would be really hard because a lot of our talks go like an hour, right?
Yeah.
But actually, I think it turned out pretty well. Like it forced me to really distill it down. And so I might consider that a little more harsh editing. But I don't know. I kind of like rambly. You know, I don't mind it rambling on too. So we'll see.
But some serious editorial decisions have to be made when you cut it like
hard
carving.
Cuts.
Yeah.
Well, actually, and Zoe, you'll like this. I was like, well, what do most people do? They just cut off half of it, or do they go in there like and cut certain things out? And he said, yes, it's more like a butcher than a surgeon. He said it's easier if you just cut big chunks of it. Yeah. So like whole questions and stuff like that, as opposed to just cutting out 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there. So anyway, so that was fun. All right, Katie, this one's for you. So we had some fandom ideas. Remember, I was trying to name, this is on the Kelvin episode, and I came up with some bad names, and you thumbs downed most of them. So Zoe, one of them was the one that made it through. Well, actually, the ones that rejected were Infatties. So I was going to call people who listen, I was going to call them fatties.
Yeah,
that was, Katie gave that 2 thumbs down. She would have given it. She would have given it more thumbs down if she had more thumbs. But so that one didn't make
with me.
Everyone agrees. Yeah, I think everyone agrees on that. So the one that made it through was Infatuasian Nation. But we were going to shorten it to Infatuation.
Oh, okay.
So if I could start the show and say, "Hey, Infatuation," something like that, right? Yeah. But I got a new one, Katie. You ready?
Okay.
I think this one might make the cut. Infatu-fam. Infatu-family.
I like it.
Right?
Get more than Infatuation.
I think so too.
Because that's quite wordy.
Yeah, it's a little wordy.
Yeah.
So if I say, "All right, hey, Infatu-fam," this is the, like that.
I like
kind of flows.
It can grow on me. It's not like an immediate yes, that's the one, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep it on the short list, but I'll keep thinking too. I'll keep the audience out there. If you have any ideas for our fandom, because you're naming yourself basically. So think about what you would like to be called as a collective term. Like if I say hello to the audience, I want to call you, you're special. You're part of this community. So what name? So Zoe, get your thinking cap on if you can think of anything. Yeah. All right. And then another fun development. I interviewed a quartet, a string quartet, 2 violins, a cello, and a viola. I interviewed them from Australia, and so just on a whim, I said, "Hey, would you guys be able to come up with a theme song for me?"
Yes.
And so they're gonna riff off of the one I normally use, the da 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 da. That one, and they're gonna quartetify
string
it.
version.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
That sounds epic.
We're not doing it yet because they don't have the time right now. But do you think it should be slowish? So right now, the original one is kind of like anime song. It's really fast.
Yeah,
it goes like it's really fast. So then my friend did it on guitar, and he did a slower version of it. And that's the one I use most of the time, is the slower version. For tempo, what do you think the string quartet should do?
I'm sure they could handle fast.
They can definitely handle fast.
Yeah, exactly.
But which would you
good,
rather hear? Would you rather hear it fast?
I don't know. Katie, what do you think?
I feel like I would need to see all the options. Not like
I think I'd want to hear it.
Yeah, not like slow, because like I feel like that's not your energy, like you're pretty positive and upbeat, so it's got to match you.
But I think the anime one was too fast. Have you ever heard that one?
I don't know if I can't recall now. Can you play it?
It's a little much. I liked it because it kind of had a little tie to Asian culture, but it was a little too much. Let me see. It's called J-Pop Super Fun Time. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so let me share my sound.
I like it because I love the energy. I'm bobbing my head already.
It's almost too much though. There's times when it's almost too. So I've been using mostly the acoustic version, but yeah. So anyway, so they're gonna work on the theme song. I'll see if they can give me some demos.
Yeah.
When they're done, and I'll run it past you guys. So
sounds good.
That'd be cool. All right. So that's kind of updates for the news, but are you ready for some stats and data?
Yeah.
I'm keen to hear this.
Katie's always ready for big data, right? All right. You want to guess our top 10 countries that we are listening to? Obviously, US number 1.
Yes. I think UK's up there somewhere. I hope. Actually, might not be.
Zoe, I was a little disappointed. You are on the top 10.
But low down. But you know what? Top 10, I'm okay with that. As long as it's made it.
Yeah, but you weren't. You used to be top 5, and I think, okay. So number 2 is Canada. We love our Canadians. Thank you for listening, Canadians. Number 3, Australia. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we've had some Australian creators on. Number 4, Singapore. So thank you, Singapore, for coming through strong this year. 5 is Hong Kong, so we can claim that one, right, Zoe?
Yes.
So Hong Kong
Hong
listeners. Now, number 6 was a shocker. They have never appeared on the top 10 before, and I'll tell you some fun fact about them. Number 6 was the motherland for me, China.
Oh,
was
wow.
Number 6.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you listen in China. Like, is there Spotify in China? Probably not. I don't know. So I don't know what they're using. But here's the fun fact about China. All the listens came on like 3 days.
So someone binged through all your podcasts.
A couple hundred each day, yeah. But it was like 3 days. But I think someone, I put it up on Reddit, and someone said it's probably some provider over there archiving it. So they have it locally. So they download all of them at once, 150 episodes at once. And then they archive it for their listeners on their server or something like that. Interesting, right? Because I don't think your average person shows up. I don't have like one listen from China. I had 3 days of a couple hundred listens each day. So it's kind of weird. Then the UK. So down a little. And then 8 Brazil, 9 Taiwan, 10 Japan. So Brazil's in there. Brazil has made the top 10, so that's pretty good. So hello, how do you say hello in Portuguese? Probably hola.
Yeah.
It's probably very similar. I know obrigado. That's the only Portuguese I know. But thank you, Brazil. Thank you for listening. All right. Are you ready for the states in the United States? Which states were top 5?
California
number 1 by far. California. I think it's just because they're my friends and family. But Katie, number 2.
Is it Washington?
Thanks to your mom, I think. Washington State. Thank you, Mrs. Nguyen, for listening. All the other wins up in Seattle.
She's going to love that shout out.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was by far, too. But all the other states. So California by far number 1, but Washington a number 2, distancing themselves from the others. Number 3 is Virginia. Let me give a shout out to Margaret listening in Virginia. Thanks for listening, Margaret. And New York. So we have some friends in New York. Yeah. So shout out to Lingji listening in New York. Delaware. I don't know anyone in Delaware, so this is great. Whoever you are listening in Delaware, email. Let me know who you are so we can actually say hello to you. And then Illinois. Illinois. So maybe Chicago. Who knows? Do you want to guess what age range listens to us the most?
Do we have options?
Okay, so 28 to 34, 35 to 44, or 45 to 59.
28 to 34.
Yeah.
Nice.
And by far, well, it's pretty 50-50 on women and men. And then 35 to 44 was third. So actually there's more. Well, this might just be me. Maybe I'm the one. 45 to 59, these are my friends and me. But then, 35 to 44 is fourth. And of those people, so people over 35, mostly guys. It's interesting.
Oh.
So who are you?
I definitely noticed there's a definite gender bias for the bookshop.
Yeah. Okay.
Instagram stats all say for my kind of community, 80% women.
Mm-hmm.
So really different stats.
I think readers in general are women. I feel like.
I think so.
Like I've only interviewed one guy, like one male author, but I've interviewed like 8 female authors. I got to get some more male authors on there. All right. Oh, you want to hear a funny story? So there's this book, and Zoe, you know this. There's a guy named Curtis Chin.
Yes.
And he wrote a book called "Everything I Learned from the Chinese Restaurant."
Yes.
And it made some rounds. It got a little popular. So people have been sending me pictures of this book, like, "Hey, did you write a book?" I'm like, "No, it's not me. It's another guy." Right. So I'm at this event where we're interviewing this author. Her name is Ellie, and so I'm interviewing Ellie, and this guy's in the front row, and it's before it starts. I'm like, "Oh, are you here for Ellie?" And he's like, "No, I'm here for you." And I'm like, "Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm the interviewer." And he goes, "Oh yeah, well, I follow you and I've read your book." And I'm like, "Oh no."
Oh no.
I said, "Are you here for Curtis Chin, the author?" And so he kind of hesitates. He's like, "Yes." And so I could see in his brain, he's thinking like,
"Oh no,
isn't that you?" And I'm like, "No, that's not me." So I ruined this guy's day. I hope he didn't drive from very far away. I hope he didn't fly in.
How do you know?
I hope he enjoyed finding another Curtis Chin.
I don't know. I hope I didn't ruin his whole life. But he was very gracious. He's like, "Oh no, that's fine. But I think he was very disappointed.
I bet he had a copy of the book as well.
He might have had a copy in his backpack. Well, at least we didn't get to that point. At least we didn't get to the point where he's asking me to sign it. Because I probably would have. Like, sure. Oh, man. Poor guy. I didn't get his name. I gave him a sticker, so maybe he's a listener. So if you're listening out there, I apologize for not being the Curtis Chin you were hoping to see. But I hope you had fun anyway that night. Oh, man. Okay. Last fun fact. Do you want to guess? Oh, wait. What is this one? So in Spotify, they tell you like all your stats, and we only went up a little bit in terms of listeners total, but they said that 82% of my listeners found me this year.
Oh,
so I don't know what to make of that.
I think that's positive.
That's that's growth, isn't it?
Well, or does that mean the other people are dropping out? The other listeners are so sick of me, they stopped listening. I don't know what that means, but it sounds positive, right? So of the listeners out there, most of them are newish listeners. So the ones who listened to me from day one, they're no longer here. Or is that growth? I don't know.
I interpreted it as growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because my followers are up. Followers are also on Spotify's followers are up 54%. So that's a good jump.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So people who are clicking follow.
It's definitely a positive.
Okay. All right. I'll take it as a positive.
Yeah.
Because you guys are saying it. I will take it as a positive. All right. Are you ready for top 5 episodes of the year?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right. I'll start with number 5. Now, this is skewed to those who, so for example, an episode that dropped in November has only had 1 month, right? So they're not going to be as much as this. So anyway, so
is this top 5 most listened to? Or is this top 5 of your favorites?
top 5, the most listened to. So I'm using data here. Yeah. Also my favorites, but yeah, so it's interesting. So number 5 is a tie by basically one vote. So one listen. So it's really a virtual tie. It's between Connie Chung and the Brother Son episode. So Katie, our episode with the Brother Son crew, basically tied with Connie Chung, but again, Connie Chung's only been out for 2 months versus the Brother Son's been out a little longer. So Connie will move up the stats a little bit. But yeah, that's cool, right? Those 2 episodes, pretty epic, pretty iconic. I feel like we got a couple bigger names this year than before. So yeah, of course, Connie Chung's like the biggest name.
Yeah, I feel like Connie Chung's episode should take that spot because she's iconic. I'm okay taking number 6.
Yeah, and I think give it a week or 2, and she will take over.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is I thought there would be hundreds and hundreds of podcasts with her on, but I've seen her mostly on big TV shows, like doing interviews.
Yeah,
I haven't heard a lot of podcasts, so I got to ask her publicist how she found me, and why aren't there a lot more podcasts? I'm surprised. So my strategy worked. Did I tell you the story where they said, would you like to speak to her? And I said, yes, right? And then we were trying to figure out a date, and I said, give me the earliest date. Whatever the earliest date is, give me that, because I was afraid they would figure out that I'm an imposter, right? They would figure out that I'm like a dinky little show. But yes, because after mine, I only saw her on like Good Morning America or like Jimmy Fallon. I saw her on like big shows. So that's why I wanted to get the earliest slot so I can interview her first. And I feel like we helped her out because I feel like she was workshopping some of her answers. Because she got smoother and smoother as time went on. I saw other interviews with her, and her answers were a lot quicker. When she was with me, she would kind of, get an answer, but I edited it to make it a little smoother. But I think she was like figuring out what she's going to say. By the time she got on the circuit, she was like a lot slicker and more prepared.
It's good that you were also
a winning strategy.
One of the few podcasts that she had, like, instead of like a ton of different ones.
Yeah. No, I'm really kind of happy about that. There's not that many podcasts out there with her on it. So yay. So that was super great. So who knows? That might turn into other things. We'll see. Number 4 was a local one. So Julia Chen, she works for Infatuasian, which is not ironic at all, that her organization does restaurant reviews. And so we had a San Francisco restaurant reviewer on. She was great. She was fantastic. 3rd was Zoe. Are you ready?
Oh, okay.
3 Body Problem with Jess Hong. Yeah.
Yeah. Jess Hong is epic. She's really cool.
So great. Yeah.
Very down to earth.
Very down to earth, but now a huge star. For someone who is internationally known, so cool to come on with us. I think she had just got off the flight. Like, it was like really early in the morning for her, New Zealand time. And yeah, so whenever I see her on my Instagram, I'm so happy to see her. And we got a 2nd season, at least one more season.
Yes.
So,
I'm excited about that.
I know.
Really looking forward to it. We need to do a reunion episode at some point.
I hope, yeah, maybe.
When that comes out.
Some of our other shows did not get a 2nd season. So.
No.
But oh well, that's life sometimes. But yeah, number 3 was Jess Hong. Number 2 was our K-drama one, where we actually interviewed 5 different podcasters about who their favorite romance couple was in a K-drama.
Ooh.
And so that was pretty fun. So we got a lot of different answers for that. Do you guys have a favorite romance K-drama that you've ever watched?
Do you know what? I've watched a few K-dramas where there's been romance in it, but I don't know if you call them romance K-drama.
Well, it could just be the couple. Yeah, we could just name the couple that you enjoyed in the drama.
I really like the actress. I think, I don't know if I'm getting her name wrong now, like Park Bo-young, I think.
Yeah.
She was in Oh My Ghost and in Strong Girl Bong Soon. Yeah. Really like her.
She's great.
She's very cute.
Very cute. She had some not so great dramas lately, but I think there was which one was she in more recently? I'm blanking out now, but yeah, she's adorable. She's great. I think
I tried watching the one where she's a nurse in a psychiatric hospital.
That's the one, yeah.
I didn't get very far with that one.
Yeah, Daily Dose of Sunshine is the one.
Yes.
That's the one I was trying to think of. How about you, Katie? You had a favorite romance?
Yeah, I had to look it up. So I have a notes of all my K-dramas that I've watched, like just to keep in order. So it was Our Beloved Summer. I think it came out 4 years ago. But so like fun and flighty and like, I don't know. Yeah. I just love the couple so much. So they are my favorite.
Yeah. No, a lot of people love them.
Check out.
Yeah, great. The one I picked, have you ever watched Our Blues?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, actually, Zoe, I think you would like it because it's deeper relationships. It's about a community. It's kind of slice of life. I like slice of life. Yeah. No, I think you would like it. And there's this one couple that's not really a couple, but they've had a long history with each other, and they both have a lot of childhood trauma, lots and lots of childhood trauma, and they kind of need each other but don't know how to do it. It's really good. So check that one out, Zoe. Everyone out there, check that one out.
Will.
Okay, so that was number 2. And then number 1 was not really one that was on my radar as the number 1, but it just kind of snuck in there. I interviewed a K-pop interpreter from Singapore.
Ooh.
Her name is April, and I saw her on an Instagram reel. Like she's interpreted for a lot of big stars, and so I saw her, but was just kind of getting started out. But then she interpreted for IU. You guys know IU.
Yes, yeah.
And so so when IU came to Singapore, April did the interpretation live at the concert. So when
that's such a cool job.
It's such a cool job, but you have to be quick. You have to be really fast with it. And so she's really good at it and really good at conveying emotion while interpreting. And so IU liked her so much, she brought her to America to do the whole IU tour. So all 15 stops of her tour, April did every single one of them. So I actually got to meet her. I missed the concert because I was traveling at the time, but I saw April the next day. She came to SFO to fly out of town. And so I met her there, and yeah, she's lovely. She's great. It's full of energy, really, really nice. And so that was super fun. And so that was a big break for her. Now she's interviewing everyone.
Like she's in demand.
She's super high in demand.
Cool.
Yeah. So she does Singapore, Malaysia, and I don't know, maybe she'll come back to America. So pretty cool, pretty niche job, right? To get in there as Singapore's premier K-pop interpreter.
It also sounds really fun, that job.
Super stressful though,
It's a very different relationship, with the stars.
Yeah, it's interesting. She doesn't even meet all of them. She doesn't get to meet them a lot of times. They just start talking, and then she just does her job.
She just has to go and
But lately they do these stage shows where they come out on stage and just interview, and she's been doing that too. So she's interviewed so a lot of people. So a cool job, and our number 1 episode. So I think she has her own fans, or people were just interested in knowing more about that job because it's so different than anything else. So that was our number 1, 2024 for now.
Okay.
All right, are you ready to talk about 2025?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I was thinking about, I never did this because it was a little bit cringy, but what would you think? Well, we'll just do it now, but we won't call it this. I was going to do Manifest Mondays.
Okay.
Where on Mondays, random Mondays, I would just come on and talk about people I wanted to come on and basically beg them to come on. Like basically make a 5-minute episode of me asking them to come on, and then I would tag them on Instagram. Let's see if they would actually see it and come on. I feel like 1 or 2 would do it out of pity. I feel like 1 or 2 who are active on social media might do it. But I don't know. Too cringy? Katie, you're making a face.
I don't think that it has to be out of pity. I mean, like, you never know. It could be in best interest, and they might want to do it too. I know, Curtis, that you reach out to so many people just through DMs anyways. So, to extend the effort a little bit more and make like a short video, I think that shows that you really want them on. And, you can also share your reasons for why, right? Like maybe people have been asking in the comments for some of these folks. So I don't think it's that cringy. I mean, it depends on how you make it.
Yeah, that's true too. And then there was a dad who was talking to his kid, And then he said, like, the kid was saying something like, oh, that's so cringy. You know how teenagers do that, right? Oh, I don't do that. It's so cringy. And he's like, have you ever noticed that people who don't care about cringe have more fun than everyone else?
Yeah.
You know?
Always.
And I think that's totally true. You know, like all these teenagers like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like my own daughters, right? I don't want to do that. That's so cringe or that's so embarrassing. And then if you look around, though, the people who are having fun are the people who don't care, right? They're just, you know what? I'm going to go on stage. I'm going to dance. You know, I'm going to sing or loud or whatever. So
now in my 30s, like something that I say to my friends a lot is that we spend a lot of time and energy feeling embarrassed, and that gets in the way of us doing a lot of things that we want to do. So
yeah, just do it.
I agree more.
Yeah.
Just do it. Start a bookstore, you know, start a blog, whatever. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, so this is going to be our end of the year version of it. I'm going to give you guys some homework. Okay. Zoe, I think you already know what your homework is. I am manifesting Benedict, a.k.a. Benny Wong, to come on the podcast. Zoe, you have one job for 2025. Forget the bookstore. This is your main focus. This is going to be your main focus, is to get Benedict Wong on our podcast.
Do you know what? He is a really lovely person.
I know.
Yeah, he is genuinely really lovely. And so I think it would be really fun to have him on.
And I think
he also thinks he's a busy man, though. And I know he's filming for, I think he'll at least be filming for season 2 of Three Body Problem, amongst many other projects. And, you know, do you know what? I think we're more likely to find him as a DJ at a gig.
Right. Maybe we'll just put a microphone in his face when he's DJing.
Yeah, because you know he DJs, don't you? So.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, Zoe, so that's your job. And then let me see. So, Katie, I have one for you. This one... It would have been easier 6 months ago.
I'm nervous. You know, it's been a while since I've had a homework.
Okay, so this is your assignment.
I know.
What?
I think I know what you're going to say.
Are you? No, this is different. This is bigger. This is bigger. So we need John M. Chu to come on the podcast.
Oh.
I know, it's impossible now. 6 months ago, I think we had a chance 6 months ago. We might have had a chance because he wrote a book. You know, he was kind of doing the book tour thing, but now he's blown up even more.
Have you tried?
Yeah,
I did. I DM'd him. I actually got a hold of his people because he, you know, when you're an author, it's easier to reach your people. So I just asked around Random House, and they said, "Oh, this is his team." So I emailed his team, and this is like 2 months ago. So Wicked wasn't even out yet, and his team said, "No, he's too busy." They were nice about it, but
it's funny. I was at dinner recently and his name was brought up because his family's restaurant in Los Altos.
Yes.
Is one that I used to frequent when I lived in the Bay Area. So it's so funny actually that you brought his name up. That was not the name that I thought you were going to say. But okay.
Who'd you think I was going to say?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sean Wong.
Yeah, well,
I thought so, yeah.
All right, he's there. He's always on the list. If we can get Sean on, that would be great. But yeah, new assignment. You have this one's even harder. I don't know.
Both are hard.
Both are hard. And then this one's for me, and I think Zoe will appreciate this one too. But Siddhartha Mukherjee, author of King of All Maladies and a book about cells. He wrote a book about cells. Super nerdy. This is really just for me. I just want. He's so smart, and we haven't had a lot of South Asians on the show. Yeah, and he's super smart, and I think he's busy too, but maybe he's accessible. But we'll see. Try. Well, I'll try. Yeah. All right. You want one more? You want more homework, Zoe?
No, I'm gonna struggle with Benedict Wong alone.
Well, you know, you have a greater chance of getting one. You ready for the next one?
Go then.
Now, this one I haven't seen a ton of interviews with her lately, but it's author R.F. Kuang or Rebecca Kuang.
Oh, yeah, she's really cool.
Yeah. So, Yellowface. What's it called? Yellowface? No, it's
Yellowface.
Yeah, that's right. But then I'm mixing that up with David Henry Wong, wrote a play called Yellowface.
Yeah. But I think that was showing, I want to say, in New York recently. But yes, her book is, I believe, a completely different thing.
But is she in grad school in England or She's getting her PhD.
In America.
Oh, she's in America.
Yeah,
okay.
in America. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought she was over there. But anyway.
I feel like she's based in Boston, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, still homework for you, though. Since you're a bookstore owner, yeah, I saw her book on your Instagram. I think one of your first posts was...
It was. Yeah. I just thought it was very fitting, her book cover for Yellowface.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, if you bump into her at a book show, maybe author trade show or something, like say, hey, want to come on the podcast? I
had a talk about a year ago exactly, actually, before the bookshop started. She's a fantastic speaker.
Yeah. Really
interesting insights. Yeah, she's brilliant. Really like her.
Remember how I sent you 2 stickers?
Yes.
So that second sticker is for when you bump into either Benedict or Rebecca. Yeah. You can slide it over to them.
Give it to them. This is your invitation.
Don't forget the name is sticking on their thing. All right, so everybody got their homework? Everybody ready? Sean Wong.
Yes.
John Chu, Benedict Wong, or
Sean Wong is on my list still.
Yep, still on the list. I mean, he hasn't come on the podcast yet, Katie, so it's still out there.
I know. Yeah, my questions are still there. I've still been compiling a list. Okay.
Yeah, Dee Dee didn't do as well, I thought, as it could have done. I think it went to video quite quickly.
I actually watched it with my parents over Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then I think it is on, my cousin just texted me last night. She watched it on a plane. So it's getting some distro.
Did your parents like it?
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'll say about this. My brother and I, we really wanted to watch that movie, but we wanted it to feel like it was my parents' idea. So we were kind of shocked on Thanksgiving. My dad was like, I really want to watch an Asian-centric film. And I was like, okay, well, we got one for you. Because the last time we were all home, we watched Quiz Lady, and they really liked that.
Okay.
So we put on DD, but, my parents get restless. Even though it's a 90-minute movie, they kept getting up at certain points in the film that I was like, you need to watch this. You need to see the scene. I think they enjoyed it, but I think also it meant more to people in our generation for some nuances.
Yeah.
But I like to think that, it did resonate with them. They just weren't going to vocalize it to my brother and I. So we still planted the seed. But it was nice to watch that film with them.
Yeah.
That's
okay, maybe
special.
I take it back. It's probably doing well, but it didn't do great in the theaters. But then again, I mean, besides Wicked, not a lot of things are doing great in the theaters.
It's getting some nominations right now. I think Isaac Wong just got nominated for Critics' Choice.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
For young actor. So it's, there's still time.
I'm rooting for them all.
I think it's going to do well on streaming. I could see it doing well on streaming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone's homework is assigned. So... What else do we have looking forward to? So I'm doing a couple more in-person things. I'm kind of leaning into the local stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
I was kind of feeling like, well, what sets us apart from other podcasts? And a lot of it is there's not a lot of San Francisco podcasts. So doing a little more local stuff. So I'm doing some in Chinatown. You'll be hearing more local things recorded. So hopefully that's interesting to people not here too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what we should do is get together in LA, Zoe.
I know. I really want to come visit.
I'll drive down.
That's so nice that you guys would come to me.
Well, yeah, or you come up here sometimes, right, Katie? So we could either do SF, whatever. It's up to Zoe. Whatever you want to do.
Where does Zoe want to go? Do you want to go to LA or Bay Area?
Or both.
You know what? I'd love to go to both because I've only been to America, only been to Boston.
Okay.
So I've not been to any other part of the US. So I'd be keen to visit both places.
Okay, so I'm going to add that to the list of manifestations. We're going to do an in-person episode with the 3 of us.
That would be fun.
That would be so
That
fun.
would be fun. Okay, so I'm adding that to the list of manifestations for 2025 or beyond. We'll see.
Yeah.
Life gets busy. Life is hard.
I feel like definitely can happen sometime over the next few years. I'd be really keen.
Okay.
It's a great reason to come visit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's the only reason to visit. So.
It is, to be honest, it is. I don't know anyone else that part of the world apart from you guys.
Oh, you'll get such a great tour though. Yeah, we'll give you a great tour. We'll show you around.
Yeah.
You don't just land. You don't have to worry about anything. Just land, and we'll take care
myself
of.
over.
We'll take care of everything else.
Be in both places.
Yeah, we'll take care of you. Yeah, it'll be great.
Thank you.
All right. Well, everyone out there, thank you so much for listening. This is really an appreciation show for the audience out there, whoever you are, in Delaware or in China, if you're listening. If you're listening in Illinois, drop us a line. We want to know who you are. All our Seattleites out there. What do you call someone from Seattle? Seattleite?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess.
I'm not too keen on that name, but it's fine.
Okay. All you people out there, thank you so much for listening. You made this year worth it. Again, I'd love to grow, but I'm happy if we are a tight-knit group of listeners. I'm fine with that. We don't get to millions and millions of listeners. That's fine as long as you're enjoying it and you appreciate what we do. Thank you so much for listening out there. Thank you guys, Zoe and Katie, for coming on multiple times in 2024. So we got to break our record and do more episodes in 2025. So we'll keep you on the list. So everyone out there, you can write to us at infatuasianpodcast@gmail.com. You can give us a follow at Infatuasian Podcast. You guys want to drop your socials? Zoe, what's your socials?
Juniper C Books.
Juniper C Books? Website and Instagram. You can order books if you're in the UK.
Yeah, I think it's shipping internationally. It's a real pain.
It is. But if you're in the UK and you want to order a book from Zoe, you can at Juniper by the Sea Books. And Katie, socials?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Katie Yao Yao. Katie, KatieYowYow. YOW.
All right. And we are waiting for another season of Singles Inferno. Katie, we got to get season 4 going, and then we'll do another episodes.
Yeah, I'm upset that it's in 2025 because my mom and I have really enjoyed watching that series together when I'm home for winter break. And so now we have to watch it remotely.
I know. Boo. But okay, so stuff to look forward to. But so everyone out there, thank you so much for listening. We hope that you're all doing well. On behalf of Zoe, Katie, and myself, we hope that you're all happy, healthy, and safe out there. We'll talk to you soon, everyone. Bye.